kind of voodoo. All right, yo,
That's that
good.
NBA young boy shit.
What?
You ever seen one?
Good morning, you guys.
What's
Welcome
up?
back to Everyday Struggle. I
Good
wish we
morning.
could talk about what we were just talking about. Holy shit.
We ain't gonna do that.
My mind is blown right now.
We ain't gonna do
Anyway,
that.
how you guys doing?
I'm hot on the block. I'm doing very well. You know, it's a nice little Wednesday. I'm feeling very energized. Got a little sleep, which means more than 3 hours.
You act.
3 hours.
Feeling very
You
energized.
can tell when he slept though. He came in here energetic this morning.
He's been sleeping. I'm really proud of him. The evolution of academics continues.
Okay. Okay.
All right, man. So it's our second to last show before we go on break. Just a reminder, so you guys can still get off the conspiracy theories, but don't say we didn't tell you.
Right.
Yo, watch our luck. When we, sadly, the biggest story recently has been Nipsey's death. As soon as we go on break, everything gonna happen in hip hop.
Every time.
For 2 weeks we off.
And wherever I am, you're gonna hit me talking about let's do an emergency Skype episode. I'm gonna tell you fuck out of
Gotta
here.
get to it, man.
Oh man. All right, well, we're gonna miss you guys. Let's see what happens. We'll talk about whatever it is when we get back at the end of April.
Right.
So like we said, tomorrow is Nipsey Hussle's memorial service is gonna be held at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. So the tickets were open to residents of California and it's sold out within minutes, which is amazing. People are excited to pay their respects. And ahead of the service, his mom actually shared a very uplifting message on Facebook. She says, "I have perfect peace and I have strength and I want to lift you up. Please do not stay down, do not stay stuck, do not mourn, because Nipsey is great, and now he's even greater because he has no bounds and limits. His energy is everywhere. He's there with you now, and he's here with me now. Please be encouraged." This is a very beautiful message as we prepare to celebrate his life. I love it. And also, the Los Angeles City Council member Marquise Harris Dawson has announced that the intersection of Slauson Avenue and Crenshaw Boulevard will officially be named after Nipsey. So this is amazing. Now the celebration is really happening.
Yeah, that message from his mom is just like it goes directly to your heart. You know what I mean? Because you always think that. I mean, of course, I'm pretty sure she's had her moment through all of this, and she's gonna continue to have moments. But to be able to put herself out there and display that type of strength and courage is just inspirational to why we love Nipsey so much anyway.
Yeah.
Like when you listen to what his mom says, you like, damn, like I guess that's why he was the way he was, the way she raised him.
Absolutely.
You know, but it's good to see that she has some positivity in all of this darkness, you know, and it's given a lot of his fans and supporters inspiration. So
He lives on forever.
absolutely.
Took a lot of strength for her to say that, and also you could see that the angle that she views just life and even death from very unique, but that thinking goes along with how her son approached a lot of things in the world. So I looked at that, I was like, she's probably going through the toughest of times.
Right.
So, it's very strong for her to not only think about what she and his immediate family's going through, but even try to send a message out there to like fans, friends, people who have admired from afar. So very strong of her to even send that out, honestly.
Damn, it just hit me again that Nipsey is going, like that shit just now hit me again. Like I still can't believe it. Like, you know what I mean? It's just really a very tough pill to swallow in all of this, you know?
So speaking of, I was confused because so only California residents could attend the funeral? Or because I'm pretty sure there's friends and family within the industry and out that don't live in California.
Well, I think that they gave like first dibs to residents of California. I'm pretty sure that it's open to a lot of friends and family, but as far as like residents of California, there probably was a certain amount of tickets allotted.
Yeah, for public access.
Yeah, for public access. Because they're not, the whole 21,000 is not gonna be fans and supporters. You know, of course you're gonna have to have friends and family that's coming from all over the country or just the world to come, pay their respects. But yeah, I think that's very classy, to give Los Angeles
the closure that they deserve.
Absolutely.
Because he loved his people the most and always wanted to be part of his community, so it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it seems like some people have been reselling the tickets or trying to, but hopefully those people are in the minority. People like T.I. have addressed those people. Don't be scummy. Be respectful of him and his family.
Yeah, it's just like people, no matter what, people always want to capitalize any way they can. I mean, you can avoid that. Like, there's no way possible to avoid something like that.
Yeah, it's sad that people would even try to get tickets.
Right,
and not for the intent of actually going, but thinking about resell options, Yeah. It's very scummy, very scummy.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Hopefully, I think I believe it's closed. I think they said no recording or anything happening inside. But let's see. I'm gonna try to make it out there tomorrow. All right, so you guys remember, I don't even know how long it's been now. It's been a few years when Birdman and Lil Wayne were very publicly going through their issues. Like, a lot of people had things to say about it, and Rick Ross is one of the people who was the most vocal because he considers Lil Wayne a friend. He did speak up publicly against Birdman. I remember a few years back at MTV talking to 50 Cent about it and asking his opinion, and he said, like, look, this is a family matter. I would advise you guys to stay out of it because if they ever make up, then you guys kind of look crazy.
Right.
But still, we could understand why Rick Ross wanted to interject. Anyway, Birdman stopped by Nori's podcast Drink Champs and shared his feelings on Ross putting his 2 cents in the situation. Here's what he had to say.
Now, one of the people that was vocal when you guys were beefing, and then one of the people that was vocal after you guys, like, you know, gave that hug was Ross, right?
I mind my own motherfucking business. I don't get in no other nigga business. I'm in the music business and I don't mind niggas' business.
All right.
So when another nigga business, to me, that's a violation. That's how I come up.
Exactly.
And you know, simple. I ain't never been no man to speak down on no man in this music business. Never did. That ain't my thing, cause I know how hard this shit is. You hear me? I ain't here to downplay a nigga. I won't see a nigga come up. Period.
So Rick Ross is probably privy to a lot more information than we ever will. But anyway, what do you guys feel about Birdman's stance on this?
I respect it. You know, I definitely respect it. But we also, beyond Rick Ross, we also in a place where like everything is just so much out in the open, and the conversation is shit. Sometimes it's more important than the music. You know, I think that Ross stepped up only because he felt like, what else could he do? And if we're talking about music being a therapeutic place, maybe he felt like he wanted to vent about it because he sees his friend going through a tough time. You know, but I do respect what Birdman said in regarding to minding your business. And like what 50 said, he did say that, he's like, yo, watch what you say. Like, watch what you say, because one day when they have to figure this shit out and they get back together, they both gonna look at you kind of crazy, so.
I think the hard part was, like you said, it was out in the open. If it was happening just behind the scenes and people were jumping in, it's one situation. But I think watching, as a Lil Wayne fan, it was hard to watch him go through that because he was addressing it. It felt like every concert he had, he was tweeting about it. So I think on some level, if you were close to him, maybe it was just hard to not say something.
Yeah, but then again, we're getting mixed messages because like he would say some shit, he would say fuck Cash Money, and then like 2 weeks later he'd be in live with Birdman standing right next to him while Birdman's on the mic saying that's my son. So you know, there was mixed messages being sent. I think people did look at Ross as kind of further in that conversation, saying, yo, listen, we got to put some pressure on because clearly this legal battle is going on for too long and we have a legend, right? One of the greats, his career is pretty much in limbo based on this. But to be honest, I watched this whole like episode with Birdman. Birdman is very old school, like super old school. Like probably the only thing he's up to date or like he's adjusted to is like streaming, and that's just because of the money. But I understand his point of view as well. You get me? I think that's why 50 Cent looks like a genius in all of this afterwards because he predicted it. And I'm not gonna lie. Ross, even though he was standing up for Wayne, sometimes he looks foolish. He looked foolish because he was standing up for someone who looked like they weren't willing that much to stand up for themselves all the time. So again, he looked foolish, but I'm pretty sure his heart was in the right place when he was doing it because again, he had to isolate himself from certain people by standing up. And if you go back to the song that he made saying, yo, listen, yo, I used to look up to you. That's why I'm actually even saying something to you. So it was more than about just Wayne. It was like, yo, I used to look up to you, and now I'm a person with artists, and I'm trying to, like, do right. But when I see you doing that, it just makes me feel sad.
Well, I don't think that Ross looked foolish. I just think that, you know, if Wayne didn't stand up too much for himself, that's the whole point of standing up for somebody else, right? Like, when you're a leader, everybody can't lead, and Wayne might lead a certain pack, but if Ross felt like he had to say something to step up for him, for it to move any slight needle or to strike any type of nerve to make it move in a different angle, then I'm not mad at that. You know what I mean? But I always said when it came to Birdman and Wayne that they made a lot of money and they made a lot of money so fast, and I don't believe that everything was done in malice. I think that they just didn't know a lot of shit. I think a lot of shit was happening and they're catching up. to it. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta remember, before we had all these contracts that are in our computers and we could just PDF them, all of that shit is in file boxes and file cabinets. So a lot of things you might have read, you might not remember. You can't just pick it up on your phone and just go through it at the drop of a dime. So I just think that everything probably wasn't bad practice, and a lot of things was just them learning on the job.
It's true. Yeah, we always look to 50 for the jokes. It's rare that he's the voice of reason in a situation.
I mean, but that happens a lot in life, though. Like, when you see two people, like, it's like if you see, like, two really close friends beefing, or you see, like, even sometimes, like, say you meet somebody as a couple, you get me, you see them going at it. A lot of times, if you just side with one of them, you realize they end up making up, and then they both hate your ass. You get me? Like, they blame all their issues on the middleman or the other person that try to.
I mean, you gotta be careful what you say. I think that there's still a space for, if somebody brings you into this situation right now, I'm not speaking specifically about this, but if somebody brings you into this situation, and there is some sort of conflict, you might need a mediator. You know, sometimes people have to play mediators, and that's why people bring you into their family. Some people get upset because you didn't say something. Like, damn, maybe you should, like, you know what I mean? If you're a person I look to that I confide in, maybe you should have said something on my behalf where we could have fixed this if you felt you had a relationship with both parties. So I'm not all the way mad at Ross. You know what I mean? I don't think that he did anything. Well, he did say some things with disrespect, but I think that just came from frustration of how much he loved the kid for Wayne. Because when Wayne was the top artist, when Wayne first came home from prison, he jumped on all of Ross's records and all of that shit. Yeah. Put him on his shit, like, you know what I mean? Put him on, what was the joint that Wayne flipped? It was like, Ross did I'm Not a Star, and then Ross kind of flipped it, but he put Wayne on, like, what was that, the Carter 4? I mean, Wayne put Ross on the Carter 4. So they got a good respect for each other.
It's some of the things he said in this interview also, like, even in positioning himself among other executives or other movements or camps or whatever, I think they asked him about, like, you know, how do you see Cash Money in regards to, like, Bad Boy or Death Row, and he, like, in a humble way, he said, yo, like, I don't think they've accomplished what I've accomplished, but they're great as well. And, like, when you hear him drop some of the figures, just off, primarily because he said he did most of his shit with music, like, he said just off Wayne, Nicki, and Drake, they got $1 billion from Universal. And I'm like, damn, this guy really did it. You know, like, I think for a while his legacy looked really weird because of that whole period with Wayne. Mm-hmm. But I'm hoping, you see now, like, you see, of course, he has, like, the blue faces, and he's moving a little bit different. He's mending certain things. Him and Juvenile, they're dropping a project together. Hopefully that won't be how people perceive him in the end.
Well, you know, what's interesting is like, well, you know, fortunately, Cash Money never had a artist that I could think of that passed away. You know what I mean? That was one of their top artists. Also, every big label, from Bad Boy to Rockefeller to Cash Money, they've all gone through turmoil. But Cash Money is the only one that still, like, exists within music. Right. Like, there is no Rockefeller when it comes to music. There's no, I mean, Bad Boy when it comes to music. It's a nostalgic thing when it comes to music, but there is no new artist waving a Bad Boy flag. So Cash Money has stood the test of time with adapting to signing younger artists, and I think that was the genius of Birdman early on, saying, all right, you can be the executive and go do your own thing with Wayne. Mm-hmm. And Wayne brought in Wayne brought in the Nickis and the Drakes and the Tigers and everybody else, you know? So they definitely have, like, deep roots when it comes to music because they're still going in that field. You know?
And Nori also asked him about his issues with, Cash Money's issues with No Limit in the past. Mm-hmm. And he also got into that, explaining why they just could never get along. Take a look.
Was there ever, like, because we know it was competition, but was there ever, like, you know, it was beef or something like that with
certain artists, you know, Cash Money, No Limit, that shit was real.
Yeah,
you know, they ain't fuck with us, we ain't fuck with them.
Magnolia project.
Nah, that shit real.
Right,
you know
right.
That
so it was a project beef?
Two different, no, we from two different projects. So
right, that's what I'm saying.
It just didn't never mix, and me and his relationship never mixed.
Right.
You know what I mean? Maybe the artists, but we didn't fuck with each other, so they couldn't fuck with each other.
But not because it was beef, or was there a little?
We just ain't never vibe.
Oh, this is why you were talking about artists.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
But yeah, like even with that, man, I mean, at that time when Cash Money started around, like, in the early 90s, and even No Limit, man, if you go watch a documentary, I mean, I seen it when I was a kid at that time, but they was very raw. They was straight off the block. Now, you look at even Birdman, and you look at Master P as, like, you know, they risen to these executive roles, but they was on some super street shit at that time. So I could understand why they never meshed. You know what I mean? Especially with them coming from different areas in New Orleans. That's not I always say that Louisiana period doesn't really have gimmicks. Like everybody from there comes from a real place.
Yeah.
You know? Academics?
Oh,
You said you watched the whole interview.
no, I got lost.
He got caught up in it. Is it like a deer in the headlights?
I looked at the next topic and I was like lost in all like compound list. Anyway, I thought it was very informative. You know, like I think explain that dynamic then, which honestly I didn't know too much about. It gave me a different understanding of why they didn't link up, because when you think about like the eras that certain like regimes existed in. Like sometimes you don't realize why they never really did business together, but it made sense. You get me? And especially them being that close in the South.
Did he talk about? I mean, I didn't get a chance to watch the episode, but did he talk about his relationship with YoungBoy?
No, but he did kind of talk about just like his relationship with like younger artists in general, like a Young Thug or Jacquees, and just kind of like how they look up to him, like in a like a big homie type of way.
Right.
You get me? One thing I wish he'd addressed, because like I thought Young Thug should have signed to Cash Money.
It seemed like they were very, very close.
That would have been weird though.
At one time, but I don't know what.
No, but he talked about the Wayne and Young Thug thing, and
What do you say about that?
well, you gotta understand, like Birdman got this way of just kind of.
Word.
He was like,
spins that shit crazy.
He was like, that wasn't about nothing, you know? Like, like with him, and this is what I got with him talking about the resolution between him and Wayne, and also Dead and Whatever between Wayne and Thug. It was like, honestly, more than business, it was conversations that need to be had. And it was conversations that need to be had about doing right, him with Wayne, for that situation to get fixed. Not necessarily whatever legal stuff, and we all know, reportedly, UMG paid a good amount, whatever. But it was more of a conversation and realizing that how much Wayne did for him, and how much he needed to do right by him, or else why even stay in this shit. And also with Thug and Wayne, it was just an understanding that just had to be had, according to him. I don't know.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that they never got to work together. That Thug and Wayne never got to work together.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, see, Thug came in being a huge admirer of Wayne, right? He looks at Birdman like a big homie too. That could have been a great situation, except now they're at odds, and you're saying, all right, cool, I'm going to just go at Wayne. Wayne and Birdman ain't never going to say nothing bad about Wayne. That's like daddy and son, you know, figuratively. I don't think Wayne will ever be cool with Thug like that. You get me?
I don't see
so
that.
that's what I'm saying. Like, he inserted himself in that situation. Now, because of that, we probably won't get no projects with him.
Fortunately.
Hey, it's what it is.
Last gem from Birdman, he said BG's also coming home today. This year. Wow, today.
Damn,
I'm
he did-
wilding. This year. He's coming home this
For
year.
real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he
Damn,
should
yo,
be
BG
coming home
did like,
this year.
that's 10 years
dope.
already?
He did.
Time's flying.
Damn, yo,
Yeah.
BG did.
I know in Birdman, when he comes home, there is going to be music. You know
Well,
what
I seen
mean?
BG's
So-
son. You know BG's son raps. I seen BG's son, and he's pretty good too. But I didn't. Damn, I thought it felt like he was never coming home
Yeah.
at one point in time.
It's happening. Some good
Damn.
news.
And he
Chopper City is a classic album.
He said there's a Hot Boys project coming out. He deaded the Big Timers idea. It was a pretty good
Big
episode.
Champs. Okay. Shout out to Nori. One of my favorite
dear.
guests on Everyday Struggle.
That's my
He's the
dog right
best.
there.
All right, guys. So we know that Instagram is where at this point people just go to be like wild, disrespectful. Artists know this, but like sometimes, what did Chris Brown say one time? He said sometimes you engage in your own negativity. I was asking him why he even responds to people on the internet. So like T.I. definitely knows what it is, but every once in a while he responds too. So during a recent Instagram live session, one fan claimed that T.I. only had 2 good songs in his like catalog. Obviously nonsense, but T.I. decided to respond to him. Check it out.
It said T.I. had 2 good songs. I won't lie. Man, hey, guess what? If 18 years later, 2 good songs get your ass out here with this kind of lifestyle, you better get you 2 good songs then, buddy. You better get you... What'd you say? Good. You better get you 2 good songs then, buddy. You better start working on them 2 good songs, buddy.
Yo, his family is gold. So I think, Aki, you posted this, right? And then your boy Obs, as you call him, got in the comment section and said, I think he meant too many good songs.
only an idiot or like it's probably someone who like likes Kodak but is younger, who probably don't know T.I.'s catalog that would even possibly say that. Like T.I., if you ask me, has at least 2 classic albums. You get me? We're not talking about songs, and we talking about entire bodies of work. That's a ridiculous comment that. You know what I mean? We
We're
don't
giving
need to sit
much,
here.
absolutely too much time. Just to say that T.I. has, I can't even touch on something like that. Like that don't even make sense. Like
No
come on.
comment. I'm good.
Yeah, it's like we talk about T.I. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Nah, you're right. It's probably Kodak
but
Man. I didn't think about
But you know
that.
what
go ahead.
what I really want to happen is beyond Kodak's his thoughts for T.I. because of the whole Nipsey thing, etc. Just people in general. Y'all gotta start showing respect for the people that kick the doors down for y'all. Like now, Kodak might not see it that way, and just a lot of younger artists may not see it that way. But like, T.I. popularized along with like Gucci, along with Jeezy, popularized the whole trap thing, to where the younger kids turned it into a whole genre. Like they did turn it into like this genre, but if they weren't putting that shit on their albums and they wasn't talking about that shit, you couldn't make millions of dollars today doing it. So I think that these young dudes just got to be a little bit more respectful when they're talking about.
I think it's
like
one of those
T.I.
things like as they mature a little bit, hopefully they'll get it. You know what I mean? It's like you said, you're young, you're getting a lot of money, you feel like you're on top of the world, you can say and do whatever you want. I think you get it. I hope you get it eventually.
The biggest thing he said though was that he said 18 years. I'm telling you, man, this nigga's hot this month, like newly hot, that I know
Never.
that won't even make it into 2020 with us giving a fuck about him. Like that's a lot, you know. And while people hold it against him, the fact that of course he came on the scene being known for music and he's transformed that career to now, if you find out about T.I. in 2019, you may not get introduced to him through music. You may get introduced to him because he's kicking game and really forward and progressing the culture on Instagram, just speaking out on shit. Or you might just see him on reality TV with his family, and you might be on some shit like, what is this nigga doing? Or you might have seen a movie of his. You know, that's actually a good thing. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to stay stuck doing music for your whole life.
Yeah,
and he just did put out an album as well.
Yeah.
So, again, I think it's a blessing how his career has panned out. Some people think you could just be hot forever, man.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Like explaining to my son who Ice Cube was after he's seen like, because kids don't know, straight out of Compton. Like a lot of kids don't know. They see Ice Cube, but they think of like, are we there yet? Or they see Friday and they think Ice Cube is just an actor. And then to show them who he was 20-something years ago to now, it's just, I love where hip hop is going, where we seeing Snoop become a grandfather. We seeing all these different guys growing up, and I just want people to just pay. It don't have to be doing it overtly, like always saying something, but you gotta show respect, yo, to these dudes, because they did a lot of the heavy lifting. There'd be no platforms for us to talk about none of this stuff if it wasn't for them, for real.
Very true.
If anybody got a 15-year career in just hip hop, you're a legend. I don't care how your music sounds. You're a legend. If we still care about you 15 years later, you're doing something right.
Hey,
Yo, side note, I would take some more T.I. and Young Thug music.
hell yeah,
It's been a while. They're pretty great together.
absolutely.
I would. I felt like I saw him in the studio recently, or some type of.
Are you confusing him for J. Cole?
No. Oh no. Young Thug's fiance, Jerica Carly, she commented on this actually on Twitter, and she was basically like, "Yo, this nigga is really tripping," and it instantly made me get reminded of how Thug and T.I. made some great music.
Yep.
Okay. All right, y'all, let's do Heat Check, please. No more Kodak. Let's go to the next one. Let's talk about actually some music. So today for Heat Check, we want to highlight Yella Beezy. So he's a 27-year-old rapper from Dallas, Texas. Breakout single is called That's On Me, which charted on Billboard last year. The original music video has over 119 million views, and the remix has 2 Chainz, T.I., Rich the Kid, Jeezy, and more that has over 100 million views. And so why now? Really unique voice, melodic flow, and tells good street tales. Like, he's one of the biggest, most promising rising stars coming out of Texas right now. He's got a couple other dope records, Up One, What I Did featuring Kevin Gates, and recently Back at It Again featuring Quavo and Gucci Mane. So I believe he dropped his first mixtape back when he was 14 years old, and the most recent one is called No Going Back. We got that last year. And you guys might remember he made headlines last year, a few days before his 27th birthday. He was shot 12 times during a drive-by, but thankfully he survived. He is nominated to be on XXL's 2019 freshman list. So, you guys are fans?
I fuck with Beezy. I fuck with Beezy. I think that, you know, in terms of Texas, Dallas is having a lot of momentum. You know, we're used to just Houston all the time.
Who's from Dallas?
Yella Beezy.
No.
Who else is from Dallas?
Yeah.
Don't give me to start shouting out all these kids. The kid Lil Spurge. I like Lil Spurge.
Yeah, I know that. I mean,
Dallas.
a lot of new
few
artists from Texas, yo. Like,
No, it's a lot, but they coming from different pockets.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I actually, who was it? There's a dude named Quinn, and I can't remember which part of Texas he's from. But I think I said, I just imagine, oh, you got him from Houston, but I think he's from Dallas, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a lot of people from Dallas, but everybody assumes that everybody from Texas is from Houston. But in Beezy's case, I think like he's kind of one of the front runners because I'm kind of the way he does music. I'm kind of putting him around like the Moneybagg Yo's, you know what I mean? Like just his style and how he does shit. It's gonna be interesting to see. I didn't know that he put out his first tape at 14. That means he's been we talking about long careers. This talking about a long stride to just start getting noticed.
It's because we talk about a lot of rappers and you ask them and be like, yeah, I heard myself rap for the first time last summer and I thought this is it. So yeah, you're
so
right.
he's been grinding for a bit. But as far as where he's doing it, he's getting the respect from his peers. You know what I mean? He's really getting his respect from his peers. He had a hit record. It's just about seeing what he could do with it now. You know, I think that he could really do something with this shit if he makes the more records because, you know, everybody always holds you to that last one.
Right.
You know?
Listen, with him, I'm more impressed by his story more than anything else. Like, not only since he was dropping music, just everything. I felt like you know, niggas like to say the odds are stacked up against him. Like, I felt like he should not even be in this conversation just because of so many odds has been stacked up against him. You know, like, I think all of his, like his last project he put out, that's when I really got into his music. I've heard him before, but I was like, all right, this is a cool rapper. Right. But his last project, I felt like he did a little bit more like most of his songs. Like, I like melody-driven shit. He did a little bit more with that, and he's just kind of bringing some new shit. And I just gotta chalk it up to like it being Texas. So I'm excited for him. I think he should do well. I'm hoping this isn't a run that kind of burns out because, you know, there was some unfortunate events, but there was a series of things also with the project that kind of led to people being aware of him. Unfortunately, the shooting and shit like that, but hopefully it doesn't like fluster out and just kind of like fizzle out, and hopefully it continues because he got a buzz right now. And I like the music he's making and I like the pocket that he's in. So hopefully he keeps it up.
I see him doing it. Yeah, he like it's just consistency. But I mean, knowing that he put out music for the first time at 14, and you know at 27 he's starting to get the recognition that you know he deserves. Shit, it shows he's persistent.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
Facts.
All right, we'll stay tuned. Let's see. I think we have a couple quick hits before we go. So this LMA Jacquees thing, still not over. Apparently, I think the last time we spoke about them, it was Jacquees saying that Mustard pulled him off the internet. But it sounds like they spoke and cleared that up. But anyway, yesterday LMA subbed an unnamed artist on Twitter for performing her song at another artist's concert, saying, "I'd be so embarrassed if someone brung me on stage and the only thing I could sing was somebody else's song because nobody knew my actual music. Poor thing." Now, of course, fans. So smart, figured out who she was talking about really quickly. So Jacquees did perform during Drake's tour in London on Tuesday night, the remix to LMA's Trip. So after those comments, Dreezy actually got on Twitter to defend him, saying, first of all, he hates performing that song. They put him on the spot and he did what he was supposed to do. Every single he dropped is gold or platinum. Humble yourself, girl. Can we done this now?
Yeah.
Nah, this is beef.
Dreezy told LMA to humble herself.
Yeah. What's the problem?
Oh, man.
Well, Jacquees also said, Jacquees said, me and DJ Mustard already cleared this up. We plan on working. Run the next page. Much success to you, LMA.
What?
What's grandma?
LMA has a point. That is kind of embarrassing, but I think we really giving Jacquees too much flack. Yo, honestly, if that's one of the hottest songs that people know him by, I'm performing that shit. There was a time, and I know, big up to Tory, you know, he's had many, many songs that, just his songs, but, you know, he does remixes as well. Controller, he bodied the Controller remix. A lot of people say even more than Drake.
Do you say that?
Of course not.
Well, they,
Phenomenal.
Has anyone ever redone a Drake song, in your opinion, and done it better than him?
Okay.
I don't think
He's like, nope, nah.
Anyway, no, you give me my point. But Drake and Tory performed together, and Drake let Tory perform that because he's not oblivious to people saying online like, yo, Tory bodied this shit. He didn't take it offensive like, and you know, like now they're cool and shit, right? Yeah. But he's like, nah, perform that shit, and he was vibing out to the remix of his song, which Tory killed. So again, it's one of the most recognizable songs. Like, honestly, I can't name a Jackie song. Like, no disrespect. I know that he does a bunch of remixes. I know his remixes more than his songs. You know? And
I know his song, one song. Though he got the best song, BD.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You don't know that?
All right, well, now that you brought it up,
I listen to songs in the shower, ass nigga.
I'm not singing Jackie in the shower. I sing Arms. Okay? Arms,
like, that makes it, all right.
Arms, YNW Melly, and I do sing Kodak.
YNW Melly in the shower?
You listen to him in the shower?
You ever soaped up yourself and
no,
lathered
brother.
and you never
So a song about killing your homies?
in my mind? You don't do that?
Nah, I'm cool on that.
Mixed personality? All right, whatever, man. Anyway,
go ahead.
I'm saying that it's one of, like, for the casual fan, if you had to name top, like, 3 songs from Jackie, I'm pretty sure, like, that remix to Trip would be one of it. So, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't have a problem with it. I feel like they're making it such a big deal. At first, I was defending her. You know, I was defending her because I'm like, okay, he's trying to steal the spotlight from you, but shorty, you're kind of getting the spotlight. Like, that was he's getting a little bit of spotlight too. The more you show attention to it, we're then focusing on him performing a remix of your song.
Well, the thing is, like, you know, when people are at shows, it's a vibe of, like, everything that's going on. Shit, like, Drake might throw on a beat that he doesn't usually perform to and do something to it. Like, you know, when you at shows, it's just about fun. If it was him at his own show and he's closing with that song, then I think it's more of an issue. But it's not. It ain't that serious. Like, it's really not that serious.
Yeah, leave Jackie alone, man. Leave him alone. I'm defending him now. They're picking on him.
They picking on him?
They're picking on him. At first, he was picking on them.
Like bullies.
Yeah, he was picking on them by stealing all their shit and dropping videos for them. But now, like, yo, he get on stage, yo, come on, let him rock.
All right. Anything else you sing in the shower that we should be concerned about before we move on to this next topic?
What have I been listening to in the shower?
I don't want to talk about the shower academics early in the morning. I don't want to talk about that.
Wait, no, you don't listen to music in the shower?
No.
You have a boring life, bro.
You have a boring life.
Nigga.
Yo, you gotta be lit, bro.
All right, man. So we've been talking a lot about this drama with Lil Uzi and Generation Now and Rock Nation and Atlantic. Who knows, man? So songs. Oh, I see what you did there. Songs were released and they were wiped off the internet, but now they're back. So yesterday, 2 songs, That's a Rack and Sanguine Paradise, hit streaming services unexpectedly. Atlantic Records attributed to both. So now it's really happening, and I don't know. Who knows?
The freestyle still hasn't gone back up though, right?
And the free Uzi. Well, honestly, I don't think Uzi's is behind these releases.
Is it because of the name of this song, Sanguine Paradise, that we had to look
No, he probably was involved in naming them early, but I don't think he's supporting these.
You know
he
how to
hasn't
do
put
that
up on
too?
his social media.
He don't put nothing on his social media.
Stop it. When Uzi drops a song,
he don't put anything on
he'll be vibing out to it or some dumb shit like in a story or something like that. I feel like, number one, the records got leaked. These are records that were leaked, right? There's a hacker that either Uzi just sent his music to the hacker or the hacker just really hacked and got the music that's threatening to leak. Remember we talked about it. Leak his music and is saying, yo, pay, like if fans come up with a pool of money, they'll drop records. Of course, her record label is good at monetizing shit. We ain't about to let you drop a shit for free.
Academic,
we're putting it out.
You know, if you put out a song, you got to sign an agreement, right?
He signed a deal.
No, it's not signing a deal. Each song that you put out, you have to sign a producer agreement for. It's an agreement that got to be signed by a head at Atlantic, Generation Now, and Lil Uzi.
At this point, he don't got nothing to do. He can't. No. At this point, his hands are tied though. The music's gonna come out.
He support these songs.
Do you like these songs, Zach? Hot or not?
They're cool. Like I'm
if
waiting
Uzi
on.
posted phenomenal.
No. I'm waiting on like the mega hit from him, but listen, the Unhappy Uzi, we won't get that for a while, I think. But these songs are nice though. These songs, I like to hear new music of his. But the thing is, it's not the same when the artist is kind of like just standoffish still.
You listen to Uzi in the shower or no?
What? Yeah.
Could we stop?
What?
Love is Rage too? Stop playing with me.
Love is raised.
All right.
I just found out Dream Doll was on How to Talk, the intro.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how I found out who Dream Doll was.
Really?
Yeah.
I found out who she was by Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, y'all watch that.
I watch it sometimes. It's entertaining.
Get mad at me for singing in the shower, but watch Love and Hip Hop.
I can watch Love and Hip Hop. It's soap operas.
I look on Love and Hip Hop. They doing all type of cool.
Every now and
They
then.
bleaching their skin. They
No, it's
doing
crazy.
most,
That shit is out of control. But sometimes you need
They
out of control
throwing
shit to
slippers
balance out
at
your
each
day.
other.
You're right.
Right?
All right. Other remixes on the way. Yesterday, Young Thug shared a snippet of his remix of Old Town Road on Instagram. Tag Lil Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus in it. It's happening. Someone tweeted yesterday, what was it? Horses don't stop, they keep going. And I thought that shit was funny. Was I the only person that thought he was saying that forever, not hustlers don't stop, they keep
I thought it
going?
was horses. I know it was horses don't stop. They keep
No,
going.
it's
It's
hustlers.
hustlers.
It's hustlers. I thought it was
But
horses.
like for a good year,
I swear-
I wouldn't look the shit
I
up. I
was
was like,
today
why
years
is he
old when
talking
I found that out.
today year? I was like, why is he saying horses don't
I
stop?
thought he said
What-
horses.
It's hustlers. A long ass time I thought he was saying horses.
I thought he was saying horses too. But I mean,
you learn something new every day.
Thug made Easy, Breezy, Beautiful, Thugger
Thugger
Girls.
Girls.
Wasn't that a country album?
Oh, I was gonna say we
yeah.
actually forgot him in that conversation.
Yeah, that was a country album, right?
By the way, I knew he was gonna kill the little remix as soon as he said hee-haw. That's how he started his verse with an ad-lib. Hee-haw. Come on, Thug floated on that, man. But we should have gave Thug credit for that. There's a bunch of other rappers. Well, why you be giggling?
Sorry, it's the gummies.
What the fuck is the gummies? I'm like lost. Anyway, you threw me off, man. I'm trying to be professional. I'm ready to debate.
What are you debating?
What are you debating here?
are you
Oh
debating
yeah,
on
you
this
were
one?
saying we forgot Thugger and a bunch of other
Yeah,
rappers.
now there's other artists who did country covers or whatever that haven't gotten like,
Them shits was, I mean, I guess they was dope enough. Who else did country songs that was dope?
Thug.
That's what I'm saying. It's
the
only
bunch,
country.
right? Nah, man,
Thug and Uzi.
Nelly did it. Nelly did it. But he did it for real with the country group.
Yeah. Wait.
Thug just did his
Ride,
thing.
we don't
Was it
consider
dope?
Ride for Me a hip hop country song. Did you want to go and take a ride with me?
Stop it.
That's a country song.
Stop it.
Wait, what?
That's a country song. Ride with Me is a country
Stop.
song.
God damn it.
That's the guitar, all that shit. That's not that.
That
you take them lyric
cadence,
songs.
that cadence is not no country cadence.
All right, so the
There's
cadence.
a country cadence. There is a country cadence.
Yeah.
But that's
Ride
not
with Me ain't a country song.
Wait, no, come on.
It's a hip hop country song.
a hip-hop
It
country.
is. Nelly's album is called Country Grammar.
Are
His
we gonna
biggest
need
song
a
is
hip-
Country Grammar?
Okay, you know what? Are we gonna need a hip hop country chart? We gotta stop playing. Not feel
I
like
don't
we're
know.
really giving Billboard a hard time. We're
We
just
need a
acting
Hip Hop Hall of
crazy.
Fame
We're
first.
acting crazy.
Then we can get all the charts and all that. Cause I don't really care for the hip hop country.
Next
shit.
thing you gonna say 99 Problems was a rock and roll song, man.
See, you going too far now.
Oh man.
You've gone too far, academics.
All right.
You've gone too far.
Some good news before we go. Boosie was released. We said yesterday that he got locked up on I believe like firearms and like gun charges, but he was released on bond yesterday, so that's good. Like Ax said, hopefully he cleared this all up because he's had his issues in the past, and we'd like to have him here telling jokes on Instagram Live.
And I did hear that he got off parole last year, so that's
Okay,
at
that's
least-
good.
That's a good.
Ooh, cause they would have
Yeah.
hung him.
Yeah, he used to go through a lot of problems with they didn't want him to travel, like Louisiana. Louisiana used to fuck his shit up. You know,
I mean,
like,
yeah, that's why he said you got to get out of there.
he used to cancel shows a lot because like at the last spin they would be like, oh, you can't go. And he used to be complaining about that a lot, so I'm glad he's off parole.
See, that's kind of like how they do Chicago, right? Like they wouldn't let Dirk perform on Meek's tour in Chicago.
Yeah, they do weird shit like that.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes they're doing it because they're saying, oh, we anticipate some bullshit happening, so nah.
Yeah.
Which is sad, because that's how he gotta make his money. If only 300 people buying his album, he gotta go on shows. You feel me?
Dirk doesn't need shows. He's about to drop his own cereal. Pre-order link coming this Friday.
Wait, so he really dropping a series?
Sounds like it's happening. He said first rapper with his own cereal. This ain't regular, but
I
go
got-
ahead.
I think
Fact
Soulja
check
did this
squad.
before.
I
Fact check
got
squad.
so I think that I
Soulja
gotta call
Flakes?
Dirk up because Dirk He also said they said something that he had a 10-day contract with the Chicago Bulls. I ain't seen him play one game.
that?
Nah,
That
that was
was
definitely April Fool's.
All right.
It came out on April 1st. I just seen people still sharing it after April 1st.
Dirk tried. You ain't see Dirk on the horse too?
Oh, word?
Yeah, he was on Instagram on top of a horse playing Old Town Road. This shit got rappers. They got them doing Old Town Road. I don't know. This shit got rappers doing all types of shit.
Wait, we gotta shoot a video like that, man. Cowboy hat on a horse.
I don't never
You know what I
wanna
mean?
see
Through the
one,
streets
no.
of Harlem.
Nope.
Come
We're
on,
good.
my nigga.
The culture's good on that one. Don't you not, never.
First of all, where the fuck am I renting a horse at? Two,
One of them,
They got them
one of them
Central Park.
horses that be in Times
nah,
Square.
man, horses. Listen, I'm gonna keep it
Oh,
100.
word.
Horses are the most abused animals in history.
Nah,
Horses
New York horses.
don't stop.
Nah, New
They
York
keep
horses.
going.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, New York horses.
No, horses. Period. If you
Those
look at
cop horses, they
you look
got
at-
Yo,
every
horses
form
that
of
be like
history-
third world countries, like
Like horses used to be cars. Like you look at every form of history, horses are the most abused
What about
animals.
in America, because in
Camels
other
too.
places, horses really just be kicking
Elephants.
it. Like they're not pulling a bunch of niggas. They're
Where?
just like horses in other places where they're just kicking it on a farm. They kind of are free range. They're not in the city with fucking things on their feet and pulling a
They
bunch of
breeding them for
lazy
certain
people.
shit too.
Yo, academics on a horse is just like the meme the internet needs. Can you imagine?
Oh,
I'm about
The
to do it.
jokes.
I'm about to do it.
The jokes.
You gonna do your next the little act video on a horse?
Guaranteed.
Great.
Guaranteed.
I'm here for
We just
this.
gave him my idea. He got cut because of fucking check because he wasn't even thinking about that. He would have
I'm about
told
to-
us. He would have told us if he was thinking about that.
No, I was definitely. I'm going horseback riding. Pause. Like, is that pause? I am though.
We gotta go.
I'm going to the Dominican Republic soon, so I'm gonna go ride a horse.
Who's gonna be touching your thighs this time?
The horse.
Right, y'all, we gotta go.
Okay, yeah, that's
Thank you
enough
guys
for me.
for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow on Everyday Struggle.
Whatever, man.
Whatever.
Horses don't stop; they keep going.
Facts.
We haven't seen a little Nas ride a horse.